Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Grandpa Mark's Hobbies and build update number 3 on AMT's 67 Mustang GT Fastback kit. This is for the GWCC, the Gaahleri's World Creators Cup 2026 uh, group challenge is what it is. And it's still open if you want to. They close tomorrow. So tomorrow would be your last day to sign in, but go ahead and jump in and show everybody what you can do. Yesterday, though, I'm going to change the subject just a smidge. I went up to Cleveland and hooked up with the Western Reserve chapter, the IPMS model group, and they were nice enough to let me set up a couple of compressors and a whole bunch of airbrushes, and I let everybody play with them. And we talked about the Gaahleri paints and the Gaahleri brushes, and we had a blast. But I wanted to thank everybody there for being so hospitable, and man, I had such a fun time. If you get a chance, check these guys out. If you live up in Cleveland and you want to join a model club, these guys are awesome. They cover everything, and they're super knowledgeable and really friendly. They also help put on the Cleveland Model Show, which will be November 1st in Kirkland. So check that out if you're up there. It is a blast. I'll be there filming, and I'm going to even see if I can't do a live cast from there that's going to be a whole lot better than the one I tried the last show I went to. Now let's get back to the Gaahleri World Creator Cup. I have a hard time saying that. You have to put in an update at least once a week. I've been putting updates on their webpage almost once a day. And this is going to be my update for this week, although I'll still keep putting daily updates there. If you want to check them out and at least just go over and follow everybody, it'd be GWCC Online 2026. Look that up and check out some of these amazing builds. Like I said, I'm a hack compared to pretty much everybody else there. There's Gundam, there's military, there's just everything is there. Bunch of cars, and I was really, the figures were just blowing me away. Some of these figure paintings that people can do that I have no clue. But anyhow, let's get into my build and my update for their week. I got everything in primer so far. Everything's going really well, but I just want to show you that primer. This is their matte black primer, and my gosh, man, does it lay down nice. I purposely went light here. I'm going to flock this. Yep, first time on the show, I'm going to use flocking. But this kit has to be, no hold barred. So I'm going to do everything I can to make it just as perfect as I can. Why not? But the primer went down great, all across the board. Let me grab the door panel here. Look at how smooth that is. I'm telling you, I'm tempted to just not do anything else to that except for start painting the highlights to it, because that looks perfect. So we'll see. Again, I mean, it lays down smooth as glass. I did on all the priming. I used Gaahleri's Mobius 0.3 millimeter at 27 psi, and it worked out really well. I masked the seats off. We're going to do a split seat. We're going to do white vinyl with the black everywhere. Well, on the seats at least. And that's just because you'll see it's going to look really good. That white isn't the white that we're going to use. That's just still plastic. I'm going to probably dive into either the new colors or into the Mecha colors. Oh, and speaking of mecha colors, hold on a second here. ChatGPT one more time. I said, ChatGPT, what color should I use for Ford Blue? Oh my gosh, that's so much brighter than it is for real. But they told me to use the K104, which is a gloss. It's the bright blue. This comes in the mecha set. Um, it's a perfect match. If you were sitting here and looked at that, that's Ford freaking blue. Looking at my camera with all these lights and everything, it's Ford light blue, but it's not. It's really it's the perfect Ford blue. I did the engine, the bell housing, and the water pump. I didn't want to paint, just spray the water pump. Well, the oil pan too. Here, I'll show you that too. Um, Look at how nice that painted though. That's over the matte black. So it is like if I painted it in the white, I think it'd be just a little too white. So I went with the matte black. The water pump I brush painted because I want the black brace for the alternator just to add a little bit of color in there. I know it was probably the blue because it was all put together at the same time. I wanted the black again just to add some color. And I didn't want to put the blue down and then paint the aluminum and the, I guess that would be like a burnished copper color on the fuel pump. So I opted to just brush everything. I also wanted the pulley on the bottom to be the black. I will hit that with some quick shine. I'll probably hit the bracket with some quick shine too, just to bring the gloss up a little bit. The engine does have a little bit of a gloss to it, just exactly what I wanted. And while we're covering the engine, what the heck, we'll keep going. Let me clear out. I did aluminum. This is the Kaleido aluminum. I know I showed you the number. The bottle's over in a rack. But I painted that 2 days ago, let it sit, and then we came back with the Tamiya panel liner just to highlight it a little bit, and it looks really, 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 really good. Transmission, same thing, the aluminum, and then the panel liner just to darken it up. This is going to be a show car, so I probably won't weather anything. Carburetor. This is about as basic of a carburetor as you can get. And by the time we're done, I'm going to make this to where people go, wow, did that come out really good? So I'm using the kit carb. I have 3D printed ones that I actually had out, and they were the same size. They were the right size and everything, but I want to use the kit carb just to keep with the way I build and say, you can make it better. Fuel line will go in the front. We have the choke. The throttle linkage is basically what I did. This is actually I think a mold pin right here, and I cut it off long, and I will take some sheet styrene, the real thin stuff that Rusty gave me, and we're going to make our linkage plates with that. Cut them and bend them and everything and make that just look perfect. We'll have the spring come back. I'm going to drop the spring to the intake manifold instead of dropping it back onto the throttle linkage. Go either way. I've seen pictures both ways. I want to do that just so I can highlight how that throttle linkage is going to look too. The other thing I'm going to do, and I'll show you in a second, this kit has I'll show it to you right now so you know what I'm talking about. On the exhaust manifold, on the passenger side, this is the little nub right here on that. Don't sand that off or file it down. That is actually the heat. There's a heat pipe that goes up from that to the choke. And we're going to run that. It'd be like a white color or an off-white color. Haven't looked at what color I'm going to use yet for it, but I'll just use the 0.3 millimeter solder to run down there, just like the spark plug wires. But we'll use the 0.3 millimeter solder. I'll paint it white, like an off-white, and that'll work perfect for that. So it even has that. I was really impressed when I saw that on the on the exhaust. And I looked at it and I was like, really? They really have that. So we're going to use it just to highlight what they did in the kit, not to show everything off, but I wanted to just show how nice the kit mold is. Linkage looks really good. I opted for the aluminum on that. I may change that and go steel just to change things up. Again, I might, I don't usually do this, but I might have this on a mirror, one of those mirror stands. I have two of them in there. I've only used them one time, and that was for the 55 that we did. I did the exhaust in aluminum. We'll come back. I'm going to probably paint these cherry bomb. But I have no idea since it does have the muffler across the back. We'll see what we get into here. But right now, if you look, the mold lines are all gone. And that's what took a lot of my time. I bet you I have 4 hours in removing mold line on all the parts over here. It did take a while, but I mean, nobody wants to see the mold lines. So I'm going to probably cut this short. So I want to just go through. I don't want to hold you up too much. Again, the rims, these are the stock rims, and I painted those with the Kaleido. I painted those with the Fusion Firm through the Gaahleri 0.2 millimeter Avanis airbrush. And what I did is, thanks again to the Western Reserve chapter for throwing the tip out, is I mixed it half and half with iso alcohol and sprayed it. It sprayed really nice. He said to go very light and just keep on moving. The alcohol dries super fast so that that when you come back over it, you don't get that spider web effect. And it worked out great. So thank you again. That was worth the hour and 20 minutes to drive up to Cleveland. I'm telling you right now, because I was planning on using the Kragers that I had. These are 3D printed, but I'm not sure because they're a little bit rough. And I'm not sure if I want to try to fix these and then repaint them and get them on there, or if I just want to use these with the wide ovals. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make these look good enough for what I want to do with this kit. And then since we're talking chrome, I wish I would have known about this before I did this, because these are brush painted. They still look pretty good, but I did lose a little bit of the detail in there. It'll be all right. The other thing that this is missing is, if I remember right, this is going to be on the driver's side, and then the passenger side doesn't have the PCV line. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do with that. Because that just kind of bugged me. You need to vent that. The other thing with the chrome, I drilled out the steering wheel and then I chromed it. We're going to do a wood steering wheel. Again, with the seats, they're going to look really cool. And the reason why I'm saying they're going to look really cool is, let's bring this body over. Because I got the stripes on the body. This has 3 coats of clear over it, and I'm not going to touch it right now because I think it might still be sticky. It just came out. It's not polished. It's rough. But you can see how nice those white stripes look now that they're painted. Or now that they got the clear over them. I did a quick wet sand just to knock the edges off so you can't feel them when you go over them. And then when I polish them, everything will match out with the shine. We'll have a little bit deeper, I think, because we got so many coats of clear over top of the red. That's going to be pretty deep with a shallower on the white, but the white will still have a really good gloss to it. All the way around. It went down very well for me. I opted to use the kit decals on here. If I tried to mask that, I'm afraid that it would have muddled. So the kit decals went down very well. The trunk, I'll show you. I was going to put the Mustang decal across the back on the trunk, but it looked bad. It looked horrible across the red with the red and the white. You couldn't see anything. The decal did not show through the red at all. So I don't know what was up with the way their decals were, but it's not going to get put on, and it'll be okay. Everybody's going to know this is a frickin' Mustang, and you'll see here why. But I wanted to show you how that is going to look across the back, because the decal was just I peeled it off. It was bugging me that bad. The trunk isn't going to get a Mustang decal either. Um, the inside, I got 3 coats of clear on the inside. I may even polish the inside. I'm not sure. And then I'll come back and we'll do the black foam, and then we'll play with that a little bit. But the way everybody's going to know this is a Mustang is because, you ready for this? My Cricket is amazing. This took me probably 3 hours to do. Um, and it wasn't about the scaling and getting it right and all that, because the stripes and the pony are all one mask from the Cricket. It laid down. I had it all laid out together, and what I what I had to do is I was using my I was using my Photoshop. Geez, talk about your brain just shutting off. But I was using Photoshop, and I wanted the horse to line up where the feet went along that center ridge in the car. So I had to smash it all down. And when I smashed it down, the tail looked stupid. So I put it back to the same size. I cut the tail off, and then I smashed it down, and then I put the tail back on. So I got a full size tail on a smashed butt. The front isn't smashed. The back is kind of squeezed in a little bit, and I guarantee if I didn't tell you that, you wouldn't even notice it, because it's kind of, you got the wow factor going on with that red and the white. I can't wait to get this polished out. That'll be in 3 days before I polish this. And I think this is just going to pop. But the other thing I did is I wanted that gap around the pony in red. And that sounds simple until you go to do it, and then it got very difficult. And the reason is because how do you make a gap like that? You don't want to use the eraser because it leaves a little bit of wavy lines. So what I did is I did an outer glow on Photoshop, and I just kept making it bigger and smaller until it looked right with the stripes. And all the stripes are rectangles that I stretched long ways to cover, long enough to cover the hood. They were actually about a half an inch longer on the top and the bottom, so I could wrap them underneath and get a good cut line on the front and the back. I didn't want to get called out on the airbrush not covering everything like I did on the Camaro. But that's kind of an inside joke. But the outer glow worked good, except for when it came around the horse's head and the tail, that outer glow was still there, where it wouldn't have laid down right. So again, I had to take and cut the head off, cut the tail off, and then do an outer glow on the center section, and then add the head and the tail. And that sounds simple until you have to start thinking about how to do it. But all in all, I'm super happy with this. This has been for about 40 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and take this because I want you to see this on the car. And if this scratches, we'll all get a good laugh about it. But check out how awesome that is on that. I mean, that's bingo. You know what I mean? That's just perfect. With that, I also have the spoons that I've been plowing every time I do this thing's got more clear than anything else. And that looks really good. I mean, it's the same as this. It's got the same amount of clear on it, but every time I try to do a car body or something like that, I try to do the spoon too. You see, I left the foamy tape on here. It's in where the insulation is, so that's no problem because that's going to get flat black and then go from there. Um, but there you go. I still have to do a ton of work on the inside. I've been focusing everything on getting this pony on that hood and this car set up for the pony. Now I'll come back and um, paint the firewall and everything inside. Uh, I'm not sure if I'm going to paint this cross member black or just leave it the white, since the stripes did lay down on there so well. I may just uh, leave this go, and we'll find that out next update. But we still have the water bag to paint in here. Um, the whole inside of the firewall, I want to have matte black. So I opted to do all this, the cross member, um, and the top here, I know is supposed to be all the flat black, but if I leave this the red, what I might do is just kind of draw the paint from the bottom up and then clear this line all the way around here and leave that the red too, with the two black supports on there. I think that'll look pretty neat. But again, we'll see. It's one of those things that's when it happens, and I'll know what I want once I start doing it. The interior is going to get the black all the way around. And then, like I said, the seats are going to be black and white. It's going to be an off-white, but that's what my plans are for there. So with this, and again, other than the Fusion firm on here, we are 100% Kaleido paint, and I'm going to keep it that way, including all the brushwork. So since it is a Gaahlerie's competition, I think it's only fair to use as much Gaahleri stuff as I can. But with that, how about if we thank Gaahleri for everything they've done and for helping out everywhere and allowing me to go up like I did yesterday to do that meeting and show everybody the stuff that they've sent out. It's not just for me, it's for everybody else, and I'm trying to help everybody. I'm trying to show everybody what they do offer, because it is really good stuff at a really good price. If you do go to Gaahleri and get anything, make sure you use Grandpa Mark for the coupon code. That gets you 10% off everything, including what's on sale. And now, if you go to Amazon, they have an Amazon discount code. If you go to the Gaahleri store in Amazon, when you order things, you can put in this gift code, and that'll get you a discount there too. And I don't remember how much it is. Probably the 10%, just like the other one, but no matter what, it's still better than paying full price. And I'm pretty sure that'll also work on the sales. We're coming up on October. I mean, we're almost into July. So, like I said, July 1st, I'm going to start, or July 1st weekend, I'm going to start the GoFundMe, so we can start taking donations for this. If we hit $2,000, I'm shaving half my head, half my eyebrows, half my beard, half my mustache. And if we hit $3,000, I'm going to leave it like that for a full week. So let's see what we can get, and we'll have fun with this. The group store is also open. If you want to get some Grandpa Mark's Hobbies merch, there's also the merch for the 24-hour build in there. And any proceeds that I get from that are going to the 24-hour group build. So jump over there and grab yourself some Grandpa Mark's Hobbies merch. Let's thank our veterans, our first responders, and our active duty people for putting it on the line every single day. I thank you, and I salute each and every one of you. Automotive Model Car Livecast this Thursday, which will be the second already. 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Check them out. I'm going to be on with a bunch of other people, and we're going to have a blast. And I mean, it's always crazy when they get going. So I'm going to have so much fun on there. And again, I want to thank each and every one of you. If you stuck around to the end, you're going to find out that I've had 1 million views so far since I started this page. And that's literally all you. All your thumbs up, your comments, your thumbs down. Even if you don't like something, give me a thumbs down and let me know in the comments why. Your subscriptions, channel's still growing, and we're starting to reach out to more and more people. The more subscriptions I get, the more the channel gets to grow. So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. It's really helping things out. And with that, I'll let y'all go. Y'all have a great day and a better tomorrow. And thank you very much for watching.